What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Texas Rangers report. And just before I get into this video, make sure to check the link down below for the Texas Rangers report Discord, where we can just talk Texas Rangers 24/7 basically. So yesterday I did a video on a Isaiah Kiner-Falefa trade to the New York Yankees, and I honestly don't feel like that was my best work. It wasn't really great trade proposals. Go check it out, but it was just weird because it was for certain players, and I really don't think the Yankees would make the trade. And I honestly don't know if the Rangers would actually trade Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, because I think he'll actually have a significant role on the team. So I just don't feel like it was my best work for the video. But I think other trades could possibly make sense for the Rangers, like Matt Olson, which we'll be talking about today, under certain conditions, of course, and then either a Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, or Tyler Mahle trade, or other trades, of course. But today we're talking about Matt Olson, the first baseman for the Oakland Athletics. Obviously, he plays inside of the division, so trading with him with the Oakland Athletics, or for him with the Oakland Athletics, is going to be tough. They're probably going to put a premium on him, and I think it might actually require some major league guys and a few prospects as well. So let's just talk about what it would look like, or what, not the trade proposal, not the package exactly right now, but if we got Matt Olson, what would that look like for the Texas Rangers? Obviously, if we got him, we get 2 years of control with Matt Olson, and he would slot in as our first baseman right away. He'd bring us, he's an all-star, a silver slugger, a 2-time gold glover, probably one of the best first basemen in the league, if we're being completely honest. And he has 2 years of control via the arbitration system. And would you consider that a rental? I don't really, maybe, but he does have 2 years of control, unlike Nate Lowe, who has about 5 years of control. But will Nate Lowe ever reach what Matt Olson is right now? Probably not, if we're being completely honest. And is there a first baseman in the system that could get to what Matt Olson is? Probably not. I mean, Curtis Terry, no. Dustin Harris is an intriguing prospect. But, I mean, Matt Olson is one of the best players in the game. So, obviously, the Rangers wanted to compete for multiple years. I don't think they want him as a rental. So, could you extend him? I think it's actually possible. For the one reason is his agent isn't Scott Boras. And we all know that the Rangers tried to work out an extension with Joey Gallo. That didn't work out because Scott Boras likes to take his clients to free agency to maximize the most for his clients. And in the end, that maximizes the most for Scott Boras himself, because Scott Boras only gets about 3% of what the clients actually make. And then whenever you take taxes out, he only gets 33% of that as well. So just think about the Corey Seager deal, $325 million. And then whenever you take 3% of that, that's $9 million. And then 33% after taxes is $3 million. So he only gets $3 million off the Corey Seager deal. Obviously, he has multiple clients. Whenever you add that up, it's a lot. But whenever you take your clients to free agency, you have other teams bidding for those players, giving them higher offers. Although whenever it's just an extension, you only have one team working with the client. But I do think you could extend Matt Olson since it isn't Scott Boras. So what would a trade look like? I think you would have to give up Nate Lowe first and foremost. You would have to give up Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I know that I just said I don't think it would make sense, but for Matt Olson, yes. For the guys I was proposing in the Yankees trade, I don't think it does, because Isaiah could play third for us. He could fill in at short or second. He could play the outfield. But for Matt Olson, that can make sense. So IKF, Nate Lowe, and both of those guys, Nate Lowe is controllable, and the Athletics need a shortstop, and you get IKF for 2 years because their shortstop's Elvis, and we all know he's on the decline. And then the main attraction piece for the Oakland Athletics would be Justin Foscue. We'd obviously have to throw in a top prospect, and it's not going to be, just saying right now, we are not throwing in Jack Leiter, Cole Winn, or Josh Young. All those guys are off limits, but Justin Foscue, he might be a trade piece, given that our infield is kind of locked up for the next 10 to 7 years. And Justin Foscue, I mean, he could play left eventually. He could play third, but he's coming off a pretty good year and he could be expendable. So Nate Lowe, IKF, Justin Foscue. I mean, I like the guy. I like having a good farm system, but he might be on the outs. And then last but not least, I think a guy like Thomas Sagasi could be on the outs as well to get a deal done. We drafted him in the 5th round back in 2020, the same draft class as Justin Foscue. He came out of high school. So honestly, I think that's enough to get a deal done for Matt Olson. And obviously you'd want to extend him. I think last year was his best year in the MLB. I think he's just entering his prime. And then your middle infield, or your infield, would be Josh Young at third, Corey Seager at short, Marcus Semien at second, Matt Olson at first base. And you obviously, if you extended Matt Olson, you would have those guys for a long time. Obviously, the outfield is still questionable. Obviously, you have Adolis and Cole Calhoun, but Adolis was questionable down the stretch. And I looked at Cole Calhoun's stats. He's probably just going to be more of a platoon guy for us, if we're being quite honest. And this is kind of a 1-year prove-it deal with a club option. And honestly, I looked at his stats. He's mainly a little bit above average versus right-handed pitchers, and then versus lefties, he's pretty garbage. But so I think the outfield still needs to be cleared up. I think the bullpen's actually pretty solid. Starters still needs to be cleared up. Catchers is all right because Jonah Heim and Jose Trevino are great defensively, but the infield is starting to look pretty solid. But let me know what you think. Could that trade get worked out between the Oakland Athletics? Would Oakland actually accept that trade, or would they want more because we are interdivision rivals? Let me know what you think. But also, we already did get a trade worked out with Oakland last year, the Elvis and Chris Davis trade. But let me know. Make sure to join the Discord. Link will be in the description down below. Like the video, subscribe, because I'm your #1 source for all things Rangers on YouTube. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.